Mission start. Secret bound. Power up. Shield. Power up. Shield. Secret bound. One up. Caution. Caution. Mission complete. Mission start. complete. Mission start. Shield. Mission complete. Mission start. Mission complete. Power slot. Mission start. Watch out!
I don't think I'm supposed to be here.
Mission start.
Shield.
Secret round.
Shield.
Secret round.
Shield. Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! Watch out!
Secret round.
Caution.
Mission complete. Mission start.
After battling impossible odds, I can finally pay off my debt now that I have found the artifact. A well-deserved, relaxing vacation far away from everyone I've pissed off should calm my nerves. Taria Takara, signing off.